Solving basic equations, basically you're just trying to get your x all by itself. So I always look to combine like terms first. There's nothing to combine on this side. This is an x and that's a naught, x and a naught. So I get all my x's on one side first. So I am going to add 8x to both sides of the equation. So add 8x, add 8x. That's how I got a 4x now. It's positive now. Now I'm trying to get this 4x by itself. So I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. That's where the 9 came from. 4 times x, what's the opposite of multiply? Divide. So I divided by 4, divide by 4. That's how I end up with 9 over 4. Over here, I can combine like terms first. I have a 2x and a 4x on this side of the equal sign. So that gives me a 6x. And the negative 8 just comes down. 7x, nothing to combine with, so I wrote them down. 4 minus 12 is negative 8. Now I'm going to get all my x's on one side. I like to keep my x's positive, so I will subtract 6x from both sides. And that's how I end up with a 7x minus 6x gives me a 1x. We just don't write the 1. Subtract 8 on this side and a negative 8 on that side. When I add 8 to this side to get rid of the minus 8, add 8 here, and that gives me 0. So x equals 0. Here, I have combined like terms. 10 minus 2, 8. 1 plus 7 is 8. I am going to add 6x to both sides to get all my x's on one side. Add 6x, that's how I got the 1x. Subtract 8 from both sides, and that's how I end up with the 0. Up here, I added 8 because it was a minus 8. Here, it was a positive 8, so I subtracted 8 from each side of the equal sign. So now we have combined like terms. 8x and 4x gives me 12x. Negative 11 minus 6 is negative 17. 12 minus 18 gives me negative 6. And this would be a negative 5. Add 5x to both sides to get all my x's on one side of the equal sign. That's how I ended up with a 17x. Minus 17 equals negative 6. I need the x by itself, so I'm going to add 17 to both sides. That's where the 11 came from. 17 times x, so divide by 17, divide by 17. That's how I end up with 11 over 17. And that's how you solve basic equations.